chance you're going to guess what that man is going to say and what his voice sounds like.
Okay. Yum, yum, yummy.
Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast on the Athletic Network, a fine network. It's Tuesday, January 10th, 2023. I'm J.E. Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, Tass Mellis.
Good day, everybody. Good day.
Next to Tassie is the bearded one, my top shot hot boy, looking sharp today, Trey Kirby.
Hey-o.
Hey-yo! And last but not least, over yonder, making the magic happen, super producer, JD.
Hello.
There he is, and behind him in the background, helping him out, pushing the
fingers.
buttons. It's Eshua Kid. There he is.
Hey.
What's up, Eshua?
How y'all doing?
Good. Good to have you here. Learning from the best in JD. Shout out to the stream team for joining us live right now on YouTube. Sorry we were a little late. Traffic nuts out there, eh?
Yeah, you know, it's Tuesday. I think everybody's a little slow on Tuesdays.
Possibly. Hit the like button. Comment away in the stream team. Subscribe to No Dunks if you haven't done that. We're getting so close to 60K. We love what's happening right now. We thought we'd get there by All-Star Weekend. We're getting there by today's show. No, I'm kidding. Maybe a little much.
We'll see how this Utah Watanabe short does for the rest of today.
You think that's bringing in some subscriptions?
We only need 431 more, Skeets.
All right.
Let's make it happen.
Let's find those heroes today.
Yep.
We're getting very close to 60K. Thanks to everybody that's already subscribed. And yeah, keep sharing the show with your NBA friends and family. Send in your questions and comments to nodunks@theathletic.com or tweet them in at nodunks_inc. And hey, join us tonight for another NBA watch party on playback. Yes, we're going to start around 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I guess we'll begin with the Thunder Heat game and
That's
then
right.
bounce around to some other NBA games, whatever tickles our fancy.
It's the start of the TNT doubleheader,
There
so
you go.
everyone should have access to it. I'm sure we'll jump over to Donovan Mitchell returning to Utah.
Oh, yeah.
Get that boo/cheer session at the beginning of the game, 9 Eastern. Come on by. It's free. It's fun. Watch with us.
Yeah, the link to get yourself set up with a free playback account, it's in the YouTube description below, so go click on that. And then all you got to do is, use your TV provider or subscriber or whatever to log in, and then you can watch the games with us. You can see our little face right there on screen. We can bring you up on stage and talk to you, and there's a big chat and all that. So it's a lot of fun. So check it out tonight. Again, No Dunks, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Like Tass said, we'll start with the Thunder Heat game, and then we'll bounce around, I'm sure. Okay, on today's pod, we're going to discuss Kevin Durant's injury update. That broke, an hour or two after we wrapped up yesterday's pod, so we'll get into that and whether the Nets can survive. We'll also talk about some Gary Trent Jr. trade rumors floating around the internet. But let's start with the games, because we had a couple good ones. I feel like the good teams won last night, but some had to come back in their games, and that was the Milwaukee Bucks coming from 17 down to stop the Knicks' 4-game win streak, but entertaining, big shots being made. It was like Drew Holiday versus Jalen Brunson down the stretch of this one. What'd you think?
What a game. First off, the fourth quarter was amazing. I hope people who are watching the college championship turned over to the best game of the night. It was Knicks, Bucks, Madison Square Garden. Yeah, Jalen Brunson showed why he can be the offense unto himself. He was phenomenal in that fourth quarter. Just set a pick for him. 44 points. You must be excited, Skeets. His true career high.
That's right.
Surpassing his 41 points that he put up against the Jazz. Without Luka Doncic last year in the postseason, why the Knicks said, yeah, we'll pay this guy $25 million. No problem. He took 30 shots in this game. Again, looked ridiculously efficient doing it. 18 in the fourth quarter. I don't know how the Mavs let him go. I know it's mid-season, and I'm still talking about it, but it's still surprising to me. I can't.
Should have hired his dad.
Should have hired his dad. Well, they should have just paid the dude. I mean, I'm sure he's underpaid now at $25 million. Anyway, the Bucks needed somebody to help out on the other end. They're down 17, as you said. They needed a perimeter player to step up. Giannis had a tough night in this one. Only 6 made field goals. The Knicks were doing an incredible job. Only 1 bucket in transition. He had a 3. He had a jumper. And he really wasn't doing Giannis-type things. So they needed a perimeter guy, and it was Drew Holiday, as you said there. There was a play, 2:30 left. Drew Holiday picked up Jalen Brunson, as he was a lot of the game. Jalen Brunson got in and scored a little too easily. That's when Drew Holiday clapped in frustration. That's when he turned it on. 10 points at the end of the game. 3 huge step backs. 10 points of the fourth quarter were just there after that play. That's when he got angry. Sometimes it just takes something to get Drew angry. Those 10 points that was the game right there. 3 huge step backs. Joe Ingles helped out Giannis, but Giannis, again, wasn't himself, so they needed somebody desperately. They need perimeter scoring. They need Chris Middleton back, but when you get a performance like that from Drew, you don't often get that. Those are special Drew games. That step back it's different looking. It's like a jump step. It's a huge step back. It's a 2-footer.
It was very, very far. He created some room there. Well, he had a weird game, too, because he picked up 3 fouls, like, right away in guarding Brunson. So he goes to the bench. He didn't, I don't even think, scored or hit a shot for a majority of the game. And then, like you said, came on late. Joe Ingles, I'm glad you slipped him in there because you've been talking him up as like, wow, this guy's going to be a difference maker. He could be, at least for the Bucks, moving forward. And in playoff series, this is his best game of the season high 17. I mean, that pick and roll already, him and Giannis, that is dangerous stuff there. But fun game. And like the Bucks couldn't hit a 3. And then they couldn't miss a 3 in the fourth quarter. I think they hit 8 in the final frame. That was a big part of it. Drew Holiday, Brook hit 1 in the corner to pull this out. What do you think, TK?
Well, first and foremost, go Dogs. I think it should be said, go Dogs.
When did you turn it off?
I stuck through halftime.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't necessarily think the Frogs were going to hop back into it in the second half, but I had to see some highlights.
The
from
TCU
Quavius.
Frogs? TCU Frogs?
Horned Frogs.
Yeah. I didn't watch a minute. Horned Frogs, huh?
Yeah, there was a clip going around last night of Luka Doncic holding a horned frog. Did you see that?
He was there. I also saw an IG Live clip of him. He said the F word, not frogs.
Oh.
Yeah. Farts. It all came down to 3-point shooting. That's what this whole game was. The Bucks were 11 for 32 through the first 3 quarters. Basically 33%, 8 of 17 in the fourth quarter. That's how they won it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's really it. You got to make some threes out there. Like Giannis can score inside. Brook can score inside. He hit a couple of threes in the fourth quarter as well that I thought were huge. But the reason Joe Ingles was on the court was because he was hot from 3 as well. Cool to see him closing things out. It all came down to having extra space out there. And when the shots are dropping, it's tough to beat the Bucks.
Yeah, the Knicks were absolutely collapsing on Giannis, so the 3-point shots were wide open. Yeah, Giannis had a tough night. Everybody collapsing. It really didn't look like Giannis at all. He had a couple buckets were off second chance points even. The 3, the 1 alley from Joe Ingles, which was quite pretty. 1 jump shot, but only like 1 transition, literally 1 transition bucket from Giannis in this game.
Some credit
the
to Mitchell Robinson and Randall.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
And
they were
the officials were, outside of Drew Holiday picking up those early fouls, I thought they were really letting them play last night. That was a physical game. It actually made it quite enjoyable. Not whistle every second play that was stopping it. They were like letting them go at it. And Breen kept pointing that out in Frazier on the call.
Absolutely. That's why if you're watching the college football championship, you want to see some men hit each other but have a close game. Come on over to MSG. Hopefully, and the NBA got some casual fans over last night.
You think people were stopping watching the college football championship to fire up the Bucks and Knicks on League Pass?
No, it was an LP game. I do wish it was a national televised game.
Right.
But no, if you're a Stetson fan, you know you're a Stetson fan. Already talk of a three-peat? Georgia, what a program. What a program.
People are saying they've seized the college football title and number 1 spot from the University of Alabama.
Oh, took it from Saban.
Saban
Kirby
out,
time.
Kirby in.
Wow, yeah. How do you feel about that?
Well, he's a
similar
KI,
Kirby
so
guy.
I'd like to see him change the spelling of his first name personally. But speaking of football, it looked like Julius Randle was playing football out there. 1 of 12 from the 3-point line. If he's got a shot, if he shoots better than 9 for 29, the Knicks might win this game. He just did not have it going, and you could tell in the fourth quarter he was hesitating to take jump shots that were wide open and driving it into Brook Lopez and Giannis Antetokounmpo, which is kind of a losing proposition.
Yeah, it was a weird Randall game. Let's just say that. Like you said, the 1 for 12 from 3, but he also really contributed too. I thought he did a good job after not being able to hit a shot in the first quarter at all. Finished with 25, 16, and 5 assists, couple steals. He was a positive when he played. He was a +2 there in the plus-minus box score. So yeah, good game from him. Weird game, I should say, from him. And quickly too, starting there for no RJ Barrett, who they thought might play and then didn't play. He played a lot. I mean, it's a Tibbs-like rotation there, and they're missing bodies. I get that, but he played 43 minutes. But he was good. He was huge in the second quarter, 23 points for quickly. But the Bucks pull it out, and yeah, at times the Bucks, they do feel Mavericks-like because of the 3-point shooting. It's like when the threes are dropping, they seem unbeatable, and when they dry up a little bit, then it's much more difficult because outside of Giannis, they don't have a lot of guys that attack the rim, put pressure on the rim. So if you can have the bodies and make the wall and make it difficult, maybe the whistle's tough that night, and slow Giannis, there's like Drew Holiday doesn't really even attack the rim all that much anymore. It's just like they just spread the floor. I mean, that's where Joe Ingles does help. At least he can handle the ball and, yeah, maybe not finishing at the rim or dunking on anyone, but at least putting some pressure at getting around the free throw line. And then you got to make a decision. Are we afraid about the Giannis oop? Are we afraid about Ingles obviously kicking it out or maybe taking a jump around the free throw line? But
For sure.
yeah, they rely heavily right now, like a lot of teams, on that three-point shot. But they hit him in the fourth, and it was entertaining.
Tibbs was pushing the right buttons. Build that wall on Giannis, and he wasn't going into the lane. He went to the free throw line a good amount, but it was tough sledding for him. And yeah, the Knicks almost pulled it up. Just give the ball to Jalen in the fourth quarter.
Oh, yeah.
Let it go. He was fantastic.
He couldn't miss. All right, our next game here, we'll stick in the East. At the top, the Celtics beat your Bulls, but it was close, 107-99, and it really was even closer than that. They improve, Boston does, to 29-12, NBA's best record at the halfway mark here. But what'd you think of this game, Bulls-Celtics?
I watched that documentary that Jonah Hill made about his therapist recently,
Yeah,
Stutz.
I've seen that.
One of his tips is be the guy who puts on one more pearl every day. Just do one more action every day to keep moving forward.
Right.
That's what I was reminded of from the Boston Celtics. They just kept making one more play in the fourth quarter. Like Zach LaVine was dragging the Bulls back in the fourth, went for 15, got it down to a 2-point lead. Eventually he had a pretty tough miss, pretty tough shot to be quite honest, with about a minute left. But I thought the Celtics did a great job of beating up the glass. 6 rebounds on the offensive end in the fourth quarter. They didn't score on most of those, but just it's demoralizing to keep giving up three-point attempt. Finally they miss, but it's like 45-second possessions, which are a pain if you're trying to pull an upset, and then hitting the big shots. Jason Tatum grabbed a rebound after that Zach LaVine miss. He brought it up, got double teamed, got off the ball just in time, gets it to Al Horford in the corner, who rattled home a 3, but that pushed the lead to 5. LaVine came down, missed a 3-pointer, and that was really the game. But the Celtics just made every single play that they needed to. They certainly thought that they were home, I thought, going into the fourth quarter with DeRozan going down. But LaVine did what he could to make it close. The Celtics were just the better team, and they made their shots when they absolutely needed to.
We got a Stutz reference. I love it.
A Stetson and a Stutz.
Stetson Stutz.
Yeah, it was a game where the Celtics finally started Rob Williams. They haven't started him all season long, coming back from injury, and that was
Marcus
the
Smart
lineup.
was maybe a part of that decision, right?
Yeah. Well, they're preserving Robert Williams too. He coming back from injury. He was the guy as the starting center that got them to the NBA Finals. And Jason Tatum said, "Finally felt like we were whole again after the game." And then he said, "Oh yeah, Marcus Smart's not playing." So not extremely accurate, but
Tatum had been talking over the last week or so about he wanted Robert Williams in the starting lineup. Sort of kept alluding to that, so he got his wish there.
He did, and it's not just because they're best buds, Tatum and Robert Williams, the bestest of buds. Even Jalen Brown talked about it after the game. I know we're scoring. I know we're doing a great job offensively, but to get to where we want to go, to be better defensively, we need Robert Williams on the floor. And it's kind of slid under the radar a little bit just because they are the best team in basketball, that their defense hasn't been incredible. They got up to top 10, which is literally 10th defensively, but they're a better team than that. And they're still preserving Robert Williams because he's literally on a minutes restriction right now. But it's funny that they are the best team in basketball, but they can still improve on that end. He played a season-high 23 minutes, and when him and Al Horford were on the floor together, the Bulls shot only 36%. They just went big against the Bulls. It was either Horford or Grant Williams, who played great in the fourth quarter, at power forward for all 48 minutes. Jason Tatum knocked down to the small forward possession. He didn't play power forward at all. They kept the Bulls to under 100 points. That is the recipe, I think, that for them to win. But they've shown they can play both ways. They can go, scale up a little bit and scale down with Malcolm Brogdon handling the ball along with Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and whoever. They've got a heck of decisions, a great amount of decisions for Missoula to make. They can go guard heavy, they can go huge. They got it all. That's why they're the best team in basketball.
It's still early here, of course, on a Tuesday. No update, I assume, on DeMar DeRozan and him leaving this game last night.
I didn't see an update this morning, but it seemed like a pretty minor thing. He just foot kind of clipped Horford while he was trying to make a move. He said he'd been playing through quad discomfort anyways. It seized up on him. DeRozan doesn't miss games very often.
No.
I think he's played the most regular season games in the league since he came into the league. They don't play until Wednesday.
Wow.
So, I mean, there's a chance, I suppose, he misses that game. I think they play at Washington. But my guess is that he'll be back pretty quickly.
Yeah, and he hasn't missed a game this season, right?
I think that is true.
Wow.
I think that's true.
Iron Man.
MVP, best ability is availability. MVP.
One little positive note here for the Bulls I just noticed. I think I saw it going around Twitter last night, and I just fact-checked it, and it was like, wow, Patrick Williams hitting his three-point shots right now. He's on a bit of a heater from distance. Over his last 7 games, he's basically always knocking down 2 or 3. Only had one game where he went 1 for 3 from deep. He had a 2 for 7 in there, but for the most part, he's like hitting these at a decent clip here. And I know this is a polarizing player in Patrick Williams, but this is a nice little stretch here where he's at least, the idea of being like a 3-and-D type guy, well, you need to hit some threes. And he's knocking them down at a solid clip over the last 7 here, Trey. I'm sure.
I mean, he's
Bulls fans are
42%
talking
from
about
the
it.
field from 3 for the season. So
Jeez.
he's knocking them down. They're almost always wide open. And like you're saying, the defense is coming along. He did the best job of anybody for the Bulls on Tatum, to the point where in the third quarter they were running pick and rolls just to get Patrick Williams off Tatum. Then, unfortunately, Tatum would go and cook whoever the switch was, usually Zach LaVine. But, yeah, sure. Patrick Williams for Scotty Barnes. Let's see you.
Yeah, he's
Straight
shooting
up?
47% from 3 over his last 7 here. Yeah, so he's increased it a little bit, but pretty good over the season at all. He doesn't take a ton, but he's in his lane right now, taking 4 or 5 over this little run. All right,
What about Gary? Sorry, Scotty unavailable. What about Gary Trent Jr.?
save it.
Still not good enough.
Save it.
Still not doing it. Patrick Williams playing the best basketball of his career right now.
Jamal Murray and Jokic lead the charge as the Nuggets beat the Lakers 122-109. Another triple-double for the Joker. 14 points, 11 boards, 16 assists. Didn't miss a shot from the field. 5 for 5. Shot 5 times. Didn't miss from the free throw line, 3 for 3. And he became the 5th player in NBA history to record that perfect triple-double. I saw Ghostface Ziller wanted to remove the perfect because he did have turnovers. I guess you really shouldn't have turnovers if you want to really, truly be perfect. But anyway, that's wild. This guy, and you saw some of these highlights, some of these dimes. This one I was sharing last night. I still can't figure out how the hell he made that pass. I thought he was passing to 2 other people on the floor until his fingernails somehow wrap around the ball and he sees Aaron Gordon screaming down the middle. I think it caught Aaron Gordon by surprise. He's like, holy, okay, I guess it's to me. And then he sort of gathered it and dunked it. And he had a couple other beauties too. It's just unbelievable. And it's contagious. Christian Brown had a Jokic-like pass. Good passing leads to better passing, Tess.
Yeah, it was contagious Caldwell Pope out there. Their team doing it. It was a Draymond Green type triple-double. Not even shooting the ball and just getting it done. Draymond Green, I think, if you're an internet person, with the other mysterious pass of the season. I'm sure you guys saw that. The one where he put through his legs to Klay Thompson. Where did the ball go?
Yeah, from that one angle, it was like a magic trick.
Yeah, same with Jokic yesterday. The overhead on the backboard. Where the hell is that pass going? And yeah, he finds them. Hey, Lakers, obviously no Bron, no Anthony Davis. They keep fighting. And you expect the Nuggets to take care of business at home, where they are 17-3 and tied with the Grizzlies for the 1 seed in the West. But a very good fight for Thomas Bryant fighting Jokic. That was fun to watch. Those 2 big men beefing it. Bryant with doing what he could, throwing down a big dunk there in the second, 17-10 for him against Jokic. What more is there to say other than Cole Swider's a cool name?
Very cool.
Hitting shots off the bench for the Lakers. That's about it. Nothing more to say.
This was a 13-point blowout. This game was not even close. This game was not going to the Lakers at any point. It felt like the Nuggets were in cruise control and just completely dominating this game. Jokic took 5 shots, and they romped because Jamal Murray had probably his best game of the season.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was really physical. He was in the lane all the time. He took 29 shots, so you can let Jokic just hang out and pick people apart and, get 5 attempts for a perfect game. He's
game.
cognizant of that kind of stuff, I do believe. He's like, I got 5 makes. I'm good.
That's enough.
But, man, this never felt like it was tilting in the Lakers' direction because, if Jokic wanted to start scoring, he could. But they couldn't stop Jamal Murray, so why?
Right.
Yeah, Murray was on one.
Yep.
And coming for Shea's title as best Canadian
He's coming
in the world.
Coming to get it back.
Coming to get it back because he had it for a while, but they got injured. Starting to look like Jamal Murray. I mean, he's been looking like him for a while, but like take over Jamal Murray was fun yesterday.
I was going to make this a trivia question, but like it's almost impossible for you guys to guess these names when it comes to the perfect triple-double, like not missing a field goal or a free throw to go with that trip dub from Statitudes here. 4 other people along with Jokic. Any guesses at any names who have ever done it?
Wilt Chamberlain.
No, it's all happened in the last 6 years.
Draymond Green won?
No, not Draymond.
Lance Stevenson?
No.
Nurkic?
No. Think of Mr. Triple Double. He did it once.
Russell Westbrook.
Westbrook did it once. 2017.
Wasn't shooting that night, huh?
I know. It's a wild one.
That's a surprise.
And then the 3 other ones are so difficult. Like
We can get there.
you can get there.
Ben Uzo.
One guy, I think he was a number 2 pick. Played with
Evan Turner.
There you go.
Nice.
Good stuff. 2019
Good hints.
April game.
He's a triple-double guy.
Current player. He's on an Eastern Conference team. He's a backup guard. And, he's always, like, tied to some trade rumors. He's a scrappy player. He probably only has, like, a handful of triple-doubles to his name. Maybe. I can't imagine he has
Ricky
more than 3.
Rubio?
No.
I mean, he's injured.
TJ McConnell?
Yes. TJ. March 3rd, 2021.
Nice.
Final one, big guy. We were just talking about his team. I don't know if this guy got a triple-double with blocks or assists.
Robert Williams?
Robert Williams III.
There you go.
Good job,
Probably
guys.
blocks.
Westbrook,
Plays a
Turner, McConnell, Time Lord, and Jokic. Shout out to Statitudes for the perfect triple-doubles in NBA history. The other games last night, I'm going to chuck them all at you. Grizzlies, they withstood a late rally to defeat the Spurs, 121-113. We had the Jones brothers going head-to-head at the point guard position. That was fun. Harrison Barnes scored 30 as the Kings blew out the Magic 136-111. They hit a million three-pointers. And then C.J. McCollum scored 34 as the Pelicans beat the Wizards 132-112. That was sort of a close game, and then I started watching it, and the Pelicans went on a 15-0 run, and the game was over. Just like that. Any thoughts on either of those 3 games?
Yeah, they went on that run using their depth. We talk about the Pelicans' depth a lot. We talk about the Grizzlies' depth a lot, and we connect those 2 teams as in they've got a star, but their depth makes them a really, really great regular season team. They're so good. They can come at you with their third-string guys. That's what the Pelicans are doing here without Zion Williamson, without Brandon Ingram. They are deep. Guys who are sort of in the rotation, like Devontae Graham and Jackson Hayes coming through in this game. Just doing it, going hard, and that's it. They pulled away. Kristaps Porzingis, I think, saw Lauri Markkanen's huge dunk the other night and said, "I want to do that too," and he tried to thrunk it, which was really, really weird. But that kind of an embarrassing loss for the Wizards to get popped like that. Again, Pelicans are playing their third-string guys, and they outplayed the Wizards.
I thought their physicality really caught up to Washington as the game went on. 12 offensive rebounds for the Pelicans. They also had 9 steals. They just won the possession battle, and you could really see it when Larry Nance took a charge on Kyle Kuzma, and as he's laying on the ground, it's Kuzma's 6th foul. He's waving, bye-bye, bye-bye, Kyle. Former teammates with the Lakers back in the day. We're going to start hearing some C.J. McCollum All-Star Game buzz, I do believe, here pretty soon. He's having a really nice season. He's been even better with Zion out, with Brandon Ingram out, and he's going to be the guy on the Pelicans that has the most games played at All-Star time. I think he's, 36 out of their 40-something games right now. It'll be a little bit of a Mike Conley making the All-Star Game to me. Nonetheless, he's deserving of the buzz right now.
Yeah, the only issue for his chances of making it really is there's so many good guards in the Western Conference when we start going through the actual potential selections there at the guard position. Like if they could bump him up to like a small forward or something like that, I think he'd have like no problem getting in there, especially with the Zion injury. But it'll be tight. But he hasn't made it yet. Yeah, that's right.
Nope.
Never made it in his career. That's a wild one. Any other thoughts on any of those other games there, TK?
I did see Tyus Jones versus Trey Jones.
That's
I guess
cool.
It was their first time starting against each other. Neat.
Yeah.
My main takeaway from this was I was reading the recap of this, and Greg Popovich said, I thought the first half both teams were bored to death. It was the most boring basketball I've seen all year. Don't feel like I missed much in this one.
He then, after the game, Pop basically congratulated the Memphis, reporters on having a great team here. Pop's all in on the Grizzlies, like, this is a really good team.
Absolutely.
Enjoy it, basically, he said, while you have this right now. Yeah. I don't know. I always think it's just cool. I don't think we make a big enough deal out of brothers playing in the professional basketball league against each other. It's one thing to have one child make the NBA. To have more than one, be the Holiday brothers or the Plum Dogs or whoever, I just think that's incredible.
This one is
It used to
falling
just
under
be
the
the
radar.
Wilkins.
I know.
It used to be Dominique and Gerald. But now we got Tyus and Trey.
Starting.
Now we've got so many. That's why it's not a big deal
I know,
anymore.
but
It's
we
because
shouldn't lose
NBA
sight of
players
that.
have sons, and all of their sons make it to the NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seth and Steph.
The Berries, the Millsaps. Millsap snuck one.
Millsap.
Elijah.
Nobody
Millsap
remembers
would
them.
bring up.
Well, you might as well. We've all named basically all of them.
Goran and Zoran.
Oh, Zoran had a cup of
That's
coffee.
a cup of coffee.
Thanasi.
Oh, yeah.
Kostas.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thanasi ran on the floor yesterday. Did you see that? He was super
Yeah.
jacked, super pumped about a basket.
When's he never not?
Yeah, but he doesn't go this far. He nearly went to half court. Nearly went to center court. I don't care, but they find people, and even Zach Levine, like these are the unwritten rules that happen. So Zach Levine, his putback dunk in the third quarter, the other unwritten rule, which gets called sometimes. We talked about it last week on a free throw. On a free throw, he literally had a putback dunk. He was literally under the basket when the ball hit the rim. Like he was there to put it back.
Yeah.
Came in too soon.
Oh, it came in way too soon.
No, he's allowed on the release.
That's the hit.
No, the shooter's allowed after it hits.
He's under the he was under the basket. He was in the lane.
He's allowed to go on the release. So he shoot on the release. He runs in from behind. The ball hits the rim. It's different for the shooter, right?
Doesn't have to hit the rim for him to.
No, I think only the shooter
get into
has
the
to hit
lane.
the rim to get into the lane.
All right.
We gotta check. We gotta
Yeah, we gotta
Joe.
check the
we gotta
rules.
check the Joe.
I think that sounds right, because, like, you know, I'm thinking back to, like, your MJ dunks off the free throw misses. Like, guys that scream in every once in a while from the three-point line. They're not waiting for it to. It's when it's released.
We would see it way more often, though. You can't be touching paint before the ball hits the rim, I thought.
Who knows? We don't, obviously. You tell
It's
us.
just the rule for the shooter? That's weird.
Well, yeah, the shooter can. Yeah, the shooter for
sure,
It's
yeah.
got to hit the rim. But it
Anyway.
doesn't matter. They change the rules sometimes, depending on the time of the game, as we've seen.
Anyway,
Last 2 minute
just some
report.
rules. I think Thanasis Antetokounmpo should be not fined, but also that they changed that rule. Can't cheer from the bench anymore. Can't stand up, but they let that happen all the time, which they should.
Right.
Yeah.
They also, when back to like guys shooting free throws, like they just decide when they're going to call a lane violation too.
Yeah.
Because it happens all the time if you watch a game. Like guys fall into the lane before the shooter has even released the ball, and that is in theory a lane violation. But that half the time they don't care. And why?
Yeah. Hey, I don't like lane violations, but occasionally you got to call it. When I was at the G League game the other day, great call by the referee, 3-second call. That type of lane violation. It was offensive 3 seconds, and he was just standing underneath the basket. So the referee came and inbounded right in front of me. I said, "Great call, ref. Great call, Stripes." He was a professional. And didn't even turn around.
Call Stripes. Task goes out to these games and cheer on the refs.
Hey, well, they did a good job.
Demand your respect.
I think he's gonna make the big league.
This ref,
Yeah,
man or woman?
he's a man.
Okay.
Can't give you his name.
You don't know it?
Do you know the G League referee's name?
I thought you were a real sicko. Man, if you know the G League referees' names, wow, you're next level. Any chance you figured out our issue there?
I didn't have an issue. Let's just say it that way.
You're right.
Yes.
Okay. So there you go. There's a difference on the shooter and the guy coming
Hey,
in.
man, the Bulls just lost the game on a lane violation. I know.
Yeah.
I know about lane violations.
Yeah.
This is riveting stuff. Let's take a break. When we come back, we're talking about KD's injury. We're talking about Gary Trent trade rumors and a whole lot more. Don't go anywhere.
I personally could get used to not walking into a clothing store ever again. I think the last few years has changed me, and maybe it's for the better. Because I took Stitch Fix's quiz where they determine your style, and honestly, it was pretty fun. They just show you pictures. I like that. You just select. Like that, don't like that. Like that, don't like that. Like that, and it gets from more general to more specific to your style, and it's easy. Just answer a few questions about what you like to wear, what you don't. No top hat, please. Stitch Fix, no thank you. Easy. And how open you are to trying new styles. Then, Stitch Fix's experts They go to work.
Yeah.
They find items exclusively for you. Every piece is handpicked for you and is unique to your size, style, and in your budget, making it the best way to discover clothes that make you look and feel your best. They send you 5 pieces you try on at home. You do a little fashion show for your loved ones. Keep what you love and send back what you don't. It was easy. Return package was so easy. Big bag. I threw it in there, shoved the thing I didn't like in there. Done. Actually, I did mess up. I forgot to shove one more thing in there. I didn't do a great tape job, so it was easy to get a second thing in there. All good. Send it back. Plus, there's no subscription required. Try once or set up automatic deliveries. There are no hidden fees ever. Sign up today at stitchfix.com/nodunks to get $20 off your first purchase. That's stitchfix.com/nodunks to get $20 off your first purchase. Limited time offer. Purchase within 2 days of sign up.
If you own crypto and leave it on the exchange where you bought it, sorry, that's a crypt no. We've heard the news lately. Exchanges closed, accounts frozen, SBF, FTX, OMG. We're learning the hard way. Crypto on an exchange is not really in your control. So get yourself a secure crypto wallet and control your crypto yourself. Like, I don't know, how about ZenGo? The simple and secure crypto wallet with everything you need. Some factoids for your consideration. 1. The ZenGo wallet is fully recoverable, so say goodbye to lost coins.
Yes.
2. The ZenGo wallet is a hacker's nightmare. ZenGo uses 3-factor authentication, including 3D biometrics, so no one can access your wallet but you. Got these hackers shaking in their digital boots. Suckers. And 3. ZenGo recognizes we're all at different levels of our crypto journey, so they built live support 24/7 with real people directly into the app. Keep your crypto and NFTs safe with next-gen tech the big guys have been using for years, thanks to ZenGo. Download the ZenGo app from the App Store or Google Play. That's ZNGO and use code NODUNKS to get 0% fees on your first purchase of up to $1,000 when you select Banksa as your purchasing option. That's code NODUNKS for 0% fees on your first purchase via Banksa. Terms and conditions apply. See site for details.
All right, still here in the Classic Factory. Just a reminder, tonight, NBA Watch Party over on Playback, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. The link is in the YouTube description. So click on that, get yourself a Playback account, sign in with your TV or League Pass, whatever subscription you use to watch the games, and join us tonight live and hang out with us. It'll be a lot of fun.
4 people in the room right now.
There's 4 people in there?
Waiting.
They're waiting. Wow.
Maybe they just open the tab. Some people like to have the tab open so they don't forget.
Cool. Hey,
Yeah.
We'll see you there. That's like...
I'm here.
Yeah, that's like 8 hours from now.
Rude
anyway.
Dog, I think, is here.
All right. Roll call. Everybody jump into the Playback right now. Okay, no, we got some news here. Again, this news broke right after we wrapped up yesterday's show. Brooklyn Nets star Kevin Durant has an MCL sprain in his right knee, and he will be reevaluated in 2 weeks. That's what Sham said. I know Woj was saying it's more likely it's going to be a month. So we'll see here. It's going to be at least a little bit of time. KD exited with the injury in the third quarter of Sunday's game in Miami. Jimmy Butler falling back into him there on a layup attempt. So I guess the question off this, Tass, is do the Nets, can they survive without Kevin Durant here for, let's say, anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks at least?
Yeah, I think they can survive. I think Chuck Vaughn has pushed all the right buttons. We've talked about whether he's a quote-unquote better coach than Steve Nash. They're buying in. He's more hands-on than hands-off. He throws than Steve Nash, I should say. He calls more timeouts. He goes defense, offense. I think he just knows his personnel damn well. So the question is who comes and starts for him. Because you think of the Nets as a shallow team, but they have options. TJ Warren, who's been their 6th man, but is a scorer. Markieff Morris could be sort of just, your standard type of guy that's been around the league for a long time and can just step in. But he's really excelled in a backup role. Utah Watanabe, more defense. I think they might go with Cam Thomas, to be honest, who's kind of like a peripheral rotation guy who can just score a ton. I think they can survive a couple weeks, whether it's 2 or 4. Four obviously it's getting up there in terms of games played. The All-Star break is maybe in the that's too far away actually. I was going to say maybe it's in the right spot where they have some time off, but that's 5 weeks away. Initially, great report from Shams in terms of Nets positivity. 2 weeks, reevaluate. In comes Woj with the other report. I love this battle between Shams and Woj. Every time there's an initial report from Shams, Woj comes in and says, "Nah, it's longer." That's what happened with Anthony Davis as well.
Right.
Now it's happening here with Kevin Durant. The fact that he played some more possessions leads me to believe it'll be on the shorter end, not like last year's situation that ended up being 22 games. So hopefully it's minimal.
And so you think it'll be different than last year because they struggled last year when Kevin Durant left the lineup. They went 5-16. They had an 11-game losing streak when they were missing KD there last year, and that sort of like derailed their season. It was a big turning point for them, and they could sort of never catch up. But you think because of the roster construction with Jacques Vaughn, that they just have a little more depth, that they can maybe survive this a little better than they did last year? Do you agree?
They're playing better, I think.
Fantastic. Yeah.
I think that's the thing.
Playing some defense.
They're playing better, and outside of KD, this is like the healthiest the Nets have been in basically 2 seasons. So I'm losing Kevin Durant is obviously a huge blow, but with Kyrie Irving playing at an all-star level since he returned from suspension, and TJ Warren back on the court, Joe Harris back on the court, Seth Curry back on the court, they at least have options, whereas last season you weren't even having Kyrie at home for those games that Kevin Durant was missing. Eventually they do the trade. James Harden out, Ben Simmons in. He wasn't playing either, so they've at least got options this time around. It's going to have to be Kyrie balling out, Nick Claxton continuing to contribute defensively. That's another silver lining for the Nets. They're playing defense this year. Part of that certainly is Kevin Durant being out there, but Claxton is solid. Ben Simmons can be solid from time to time. So what I think they'll probably do is go Kyrie, one of those bigs, either Claxton and Simmons, and then just a bunch of shooters out there and try to outscore teams. We'll find out pretty quickly, I do believe, how the Nets are going to be looking because they go on a 5-game road trip starting next Tuesday. They got the Spurs, Suns, Jazz, Warriors, 76ers. Some good teams in there, some bad teams in there. But my guess is if this is only a month for Kevin Durant, they can at least go 500 in the month and stay competitive in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, even if you split the difference between sort of Shams' report saying reevaluate 2 weeks and then Woj with the 4 weeks, let's say it's 3 weeks that he misses. That's 10 games. And Trey, you said it. There's a 5-game road trip in the middle there. You went over the teams, some winnable games, maybe some not. They have 2 at home, though, here coming up. Unfortunately, we're not going to get Durant versus the Celtics because that's the big one coming up on Thursday night. Then they have a Thunder game at home. And then when they come back from that 5-game road trip, they have the Pistons, Knicks, and Lakers. So there are not a ton of like incredible teams they're playing over the next 3 weeks. I mean, I know no game in the NBA is like an easy win and you just put it in pen. I know that's not the case, but that's a lot of winnable games, especially the way the Suns are struggling and the Warriors are sort of hit and miss, so they're getting Curry back. So they could, I'm with you. I think the goal for those 10 games is 500 or better, like a 6-4, something like that, and they're super happy and at least stay within striking distance of your Celtics and your Bucks at the, and I guess the Cavs there too, who are not far behind them in the Eastern Conference standings. I will say, I've been thinking about this team a little bit. I'm high on the Nets. It sucks this KD injury. Hopefully he's back and he'll be good. I wonder if there's an elephant in the room with this team, though, come playoff time. And that is they're going to be playing 2 guys who are super important to their defense in Nick Claxton and Ben Simmons. 2 guys who you could potentially go to hack a net. Those guys are horrendous at the free throw lines. It's one thing to have one guy like that, and you go up against a crafty coach that wants to stop the bleeding, wants to not have KD or Kyrie shoot the ball because they're just lights out, and just say, all right, we'll just use some fouls and put that guy at the line. Claxton shoots 46.9% from the line. And I had forgotten in last year's playoff series against the Celtics when they got swept, he went 4 for 22 at the free throw line. And then Ben Simmons, he's shooting 41.3% at the free throw line. He's hit 1 free throw since December 1st. I just wonder if that will rear its ugly head for the Nets here in 2 guys that they want to play, that they should play because of their defensive acumen, that can really get you out of your flow if a coach gets really crafty and goes the old hack-a strategy.
Ben has hit 1 free throw since December 1st.
1 free throw since December 1st. Not that he's going to the line a ton.
No, he's not.
But
no, he can't be if he's
nuts.
hit 1.
I know.
He's going to the line 1.5 times per game. It's interesting how superstar goes out. Nobody said, "Oh, Ben Simmons got to step up," because it's not happening offensively for him. There's definitely some holes. The big man problem is still a problem. Nick Claxton obviously has played really well.
Been amazing.
Into year 4 here, but will he be able to do it in the postseason for long stretches? And as Trey said, Ben Simmons is their backup big. So He ain't really a big. He's a large man, but he's not a center. So there's those holes. The free throw problem. It's an interesting one. And this stretch here with Kyrie as the number one guy, which hasn't proven to be all that fruitful and throughout his NBA history, is going to be interesting. But they are playing harder and scrappier than they've ever played. Than they were playing last year, even when Kevin Durant went out, and they were the 2 seed then. They were the 1 seed for a while. So this is the best version of the Nets. But yeah, Simmons has room to grow. Not just his free throw shot, but being more aggressive offensively. But yeah, 2 non-shooters when it comes down to the postseason.
They do have some extra future first-round picks here because of the Harden trade that they potentially could go and try and get reinforcements here. I don't know if they will. They've been active in the buyout market before with KD there in Brooklyn. So we'll see if they make any more decisions here moving forward, or they just hope it's 2 or 3 weeks and KD's back and they just get back to like kicking ass. I mean, it's disappointing that we're losing KD here when he was having his best season since before the Achilles tear. Like, I mean, he's averaging 37 and 5, basically shooting 56% from the field.
It's a career high. He's the most efficient he's ever been.
Right. A player efficiency rating of 27, basically. Like, you got to go back to like the Warriors title season when KD's putting up PERs like that. So that sucks. I guess this means he's getting up from the MVP table for a little bit and letting somebody else hold his seat, right? I mean, if he misses a month, Say it happened with Curry. I mean, yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Curry's still in the restaurant.
Yeah.
KD will still be in the restaurant. Probably still gets to draft the All-Star teams too.
Well, yeah. So yeah, for the second year in a row, didn't he do that last year? Mm-hmm. He was the All-Star captain and didn't even play in the game, but got to drafting against LeBron James. We'll see if he holds on to the most votes there in the Eastern Conference. I guess Giannis was within striking distance. Could take that over. Could get another Giannis versus LeBron when it comes to picking the teams. We got time to figure that out. We probably get our returns on Thursday, our second returns.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love returns.
Can't wait to talk about the second returns. All right. According to NBA insider Mark Stein, the Raptors are unlikely to trade some of their foundational pieces at the trade deadline. We're talking Siakam, Van Vliet, OG, because they're asking for the moon and more, right? Masai, in theory, is maybe not pushing the big red panic button just quite yet. But according to Stein and his reporting, Gary Trent Jr. is undeniably available in trade talks. Trent has a player option for about $19 million for next season, though he's expected to decline. So what do you make of this, Raptors fan number one, Tass Millis?
Not Raptors fan number one. I cannot take that title.
No? Who is it?
I'm not.
James Borbath?
James Borbath?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Holly McKenzie?
No, you can't pick people in the media game.
Oh, why not?
Because they're not fans anymore.
Oh.
They're fans, but not number one fans. Okay, number one fan is, I don't know, he's...
Navbacha.
Navbacha.
It's Navbacha. Yeah, it's the number one fan. He's in the Hall of Fame, isn't he?
He is the Hall of Fame.
All right, well,
anyway, Gary Trent Jr., is he undeniably available?
Yeah.
Well, like the Fred VanVleet report that came out recently that he was offered 4 years, $114 million, and people were saying, what the heck? Why would he turn that down? Well, before the season, Fred coming off an all-star season, going into training camp, as my man Michael Grange pointed out, he sees Tyler Hero sign 4 for $130. He thinks he's that good. Right. And why shouldn't he? He's going to sign his big deal. To me, Gary Trent is in not Fred VanVleet territory, but a $19 million option. I'm sure he's going to turn that down and try and go into free agency, like a lot of people, where it's not an incredible free agent class. Right. So the Raptors would be smart to listen to offers come their way, because Gary could walk away, because they do believe in their foundational pieces, as you said, OG, Pascal, and Fred. And as much as we content makers / partial fans do want to see big trades in the next, we got 30 days here.
It's a month.
I don't think the Raps are going to make one of those splashy moves, because they do believe in their foundation, but I could see Gary going somewhere for sure, because you can't pay everybody.
So you think they're going to do with Gary what they did with Norm Powell?
Yeah, it's
exact same
interesting.
Right, in terms of like, we don't want to we're going to lose them maybe for nothing, so let's get a younger player and whatever, a pick or something like that. You think this is something that happens here, TK? Undeniably?
I undeniably think it happens, because just looking at Masai's track record, this is the Norm Powell trade all over again. You don't want to pay a guy $25 million to come off the bench, basically, when you're trying to fill out a rotation after a couple of seasons of basically playing 7 guys. So, yeah, I can understand Gary Trent Jr. being available and being the most available of anybody on the Raptors outside of, I don't know, I suppose Van Vliet's available as well, because similar sort of situation where he's going to be looking to cash in as well, though Gary is probably helping his trade value a little bit more than Fred is.
Gary Trent Jr. is not even 24 years
That's
old
crazy.
here, too. I know.
He should be at least 27.
He's almost 24. he turns 24 here in a couple of weeks. But he's averaging, 25 points per game right now, like over his last 6 or something like that, shooting 45% from 3. The weird part as Raptors fans is like the idea of trying to like remove Gary Trent Jr. from your team right now when you can barely hit a shot as it is, especially a 3, and he's like the one guy. He's like their second most important offensive player. After Siakam over the last little while. He has his limitations, and he got called out by Nick Nurse earlier this year. Like, come on, you got to get back to being like that scrappy defensive guy and getting those steals and deflections. And he started to kick that up here, but it's weird if they do move him for the idea of like, helping their books and stuff like that and trying to get another young player back, maybe a pick or something, because they're one of their best offensive players for this season. That's just facts.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. But they're sliding. Even though they got that win against the Blazers, his old team, they're sliding towards the bottom of the picture. And do they want to make a decision to not go for it, to not be a mid team this season? You see, as the Bulls are turning it around and they look great, they're sitting 11th. They're getting a little bit more entrenched. Gary entrenched in 11th, and maybe they want to go down the standings. Maybe they want to build around their big core, and their core is not Gary Trent Jr. And so I could see that. And we're probably not going to see the big names go across the league, especially because the asking price is so high for OG. And we talked about the packages that have gone for Rudy and Donovan Mitchell. And can any team really come close to that? Now, they're not offering their best packages right now, 30 days out. But I think these are the types of players we're probably going to see.
We keep talking about the Lakers having to make a move, help out LeBron, get a shooter, get a scorer. We've always said Buddy Hield makes sense there, and Bogdanovich on the Pistons makes sense there. What about Gary Trent Jr. as that piece to add to LeBron and AD?
I
wasn't going to be the one to say the Lakers. I just wasn't going to be the one.
But I got him on my list, but I think they'll be going for somebody that's a bigger name than
Right.
Gary Trent Jr. Like Patrick Beverley, Damian Jones, and one of those picks down the line. That certainly gets it done, I think, for both Toronto and LA. But they probably want Buddy Hield ahead of Gary Trent Jr., I would imagine. And if they're going to be splitting the picks, who knows? I just imagine the Lakers aren't targeting Gary number 1 with that pick.
He would fit. There's no doubt. His Gucci would fit on the bench in LA for sure. But yeah, that would get it done. I think the Beverly plus first round pick, I would get it done.
Right. You could even, he can't be traded until the January 15th, but Thaddeus Young and Gary Trent Jr. could go to LA for like a Nunn, Beverly, one of the picks, let's say 27 first round pick, and then I think you'd probably have to throw in like Lonnie Walker the 4th. That could happen. I think just Trent Jr. for the Lakers side of things, I'm with you, TK. I don't think he's at the top of their list, but if you start striking out or teams are asking too much for Buddy Hield or Bogdanovich or whoever, then maybe you start going down the list and it's like, all right, he can contribute and we can get him in theory not for too much, though maybe that's too much to some people. I don't know what Lakers fans think of Gary Trent Jr. He is good. He can hit the 3. I went and fired up. I actually didn't make these trades, but I saw them in the people trying trades for Gary Trent Jr., so I wanted to throw a couple at you. Again, I did not create these. I am just chucking them out there into the podcast atmosphere. Gary Trent Jr. to the Orlando Magic for Mo Bamba and Jalen Suggs.
Whoa.
They just completely give up on Suggs.
No, they're not giving. That's too much,
Again,
right?
These are not mine. All right. Gary Trent Jr. to the Charlotte Hornets for PJ Washington, Mason Plumlee, the Plum Dog, and then one of their first round picks, probably by way of Denver. Okay. There's no immediate reaction.
Give us Gary to a good team, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't want to hear about
Gary Trent
Hornets.
Jr. to the Dallas Mavericks
There, now we're talking.
for Reggie Bullock, Dwight Powell, and a future first round pick, probably in 25. So it wouldn't be for this year.
I think that's reasonable. Dallas would certainly do it.
Yeah. I think so.
Dwight Powell in Canada. How exciting would that be?
Very.
Super exciting. But
Very.
I think that that's a reasonable trade for both sides.
Yeah, it's reasonable.
Yeah,
Don't love it.
You're thinking that's not enough for Gary.
No, I don't think
I'm not. No, I just think it's fine. And the Mavs are interesting. They released Kemba Walker. They're looking for a guard. They're playing McKinley, that little spark plug. Like they want a guard, and so yeah, they've got Gary, but they also have Tim Hardaway. Like
Yeah,
like,
it does feel very Tim Hardaway like.
Yeah.
Just because they both have juniors, and they both had dads that played in the NBA. They both are
don't like the defensive
semi-streaky
end as
shooters.
much,
Yeah.
and they like letting it fly.
Let's hear your best Gary Trent Jr. trades.
I got one for you.
All right.
How about to the Suns? The Phoenix Suns. They need somebody who can get a bucket. They do not care about drafting players at all. James Jones
Really
has said
not.
it himself.
Yep.
So, Gary Trent Jr. for Jay Crowder, Dario Saric, and a pick. Then you get to flip Crowder to somebody else, maybe.
I mean, sure, I'm not against it. Yeah, the pick, I guess a first-round pick this year, one of theirs, I assume. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're sliding.
It's if the Raps. It's if the Raps want a player back, because the first round pick, obviously, they're juicy. If they can get a first, they're probably only going to get one of a player or a pick for Gary Trent that they like.
Yeah.
So if they're high on Mo Bamba because they need a desperate center or center desperately, they don't need a desperate center. They need a center desperately, or the first round pick, which they probably the pick is probably higher on the priority list because Trey slipped it in there. They need players, and maybe not guys that are on their second contract getting paid. Maybe a little cheaper player. Like they need to fill out their roster. So, yeah. But then you flip Crowder. Sure. Suns are an interesting. The guy's now playing. It's so weird what's happening with the Suns.
Final, I don't know, piece of news. Let's call it here. We slipped this in at the end of yesterday's show, but now we have the footage. 11-year NBA vet Jared Jeffries. He won a brand new car on the latest episode of The Price is Right. It aired on Monday. Jeffries aced the game one away,
Oh, I love this
which
game.
won him a red Toyota here. We're going to see in a second. Apparently worth $22,000 plus. Yeah, he's pumped.
Wow.
Let's go check that car out, Jared. He's going to run over. I don't think you're going to fit all that well in that car, if we're being honest. But anyway, Jared Jeffries made $40 million playing in the NBA, but
That's 2 Toyotas.
hey, a car's a car. So, I just wanted to know, I wanted to show you that clip because I think it's very funny. Go ahead.
So they have we just saw the audience.
Yeah.
Is there a secondary audience now?
I don't know. I haven't watched Price is Right recently. I don't know what was going on with that little.
Yeah.
Like the way, is this like a COVID thing? Separate people? I don't know.
Because
this is new. They used to all be just out in the crowd. Yeah.
This must be a secondary audience.
come
I
on
think
up.
the original must be there
on down.
behind the contestants who jump up to the mic. Their initial bid, 5, 6, 10 rows. It was bigger.
Oh, it was
like
bigger
10
than
rows.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, huge. Yeah, like a stadium. Nobody goes to Price is Right alone. So you get to bring your cheering conglomerate with you? I don't know. That's crazy.
It changed it. You're right. I don't know why.
Anyway, yeah, but that's probably just a second one, so you get more excitement when
What do
somebody
you mean a
wins.
second one? I don't understand what you mean.
I think there's two sets. 2 sets of audiences.
What? So why?
That can't be the audience.
Maybe they don't let as many people in now.
We got to see the come on down.
Anyways.
That's how we can know. Jared Jeffries, come on down.
Okay.
Jared Jeffries,
Anyway.
11 years, wins a car.
Yeah, that's right.
That's hard to ace that game. The up-down game.
The one away? Well, I wanted to know what was your favorite Price
Game?
is Right game. Yeah. Do you have a favorite?
I like the man going up the...
Oh,
Cliffhangers.
Cliffhanger.
That's a great game. The
forget what it
little
was called, yeah.
yodeling guy, little mountain climber.
the yodeler.
Yeah. And then he fall, and then like you just got to
high.
be close, yeah, in your price.
You got to be within 25 steps.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, so like, I don't know. I saw one where the woman had to guess how much a passport cover cost. What do you think a passport cover cost?
Passport cover.
Passport cover.
What is even about literally
$25
plastic?
bucks? I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
yeah,
what is that, like a little
Yeah, like a piece
plastic?
of, like a leather you would put
Yeah.
your passport in to protect it.
Yeah, 25, sure.
Oh, you guys are going way up the hill. Only $16, so she only got 4 steps
Okay, yeah.
and had a chance to win it. That one's great. Plinko.
Planko's
Oh,
classic.
Plinko is sick, but that one's pure luck.
Yeah, I know.
I would be excited in disappointment. Like, you think you're doing anything,
No.
but you're not doing anything.
No, you're not.
You're not doing anything.
I watch that on CBS now.
Yeah.
What's the game called now? The CBS remake of Plinko, basically, but it's not called Plinko.
They've
It's,
got a just Plinko?
What? It's not Plinko, but
Plinko
they
on the
copied
baby?
it.
Wait, you're thinking Wordle?
No,
Bingo.
Yeah.
no, they copied the Plinko board.
Really?
But it's not called Plinko, but it's Plinko.
Then they just dropped the thing. They dropped the puck.
They dropped something. Yeah. Anyways, go on. I'll think. Go ahead.
The other one I would say that's sweet is Dice Game.
I have Dice Game too. I love Dice Game.
Dice Game is awesome. Gigantic
Big dice.
Yeah.
You're winning a car. Like, you're playing for a car. You just throw that thing out there, hoping for ones and
Or sixes, yeah.
Great game.
Because then if you roll a 3, they put it up in the thing,
That's a
and then
tough
you got to go higher or lower.
Higher or lower.
Yeah.
You got to guess all those
game.
digits.
And I've said on our No Buff Survivor podcast before, that's how I wish they did the shot in the dark. Like the straight up giant fuzzy dice that you get to roll
That would be
instead
great.
of some dumb like just scroll you read. Yeah, all right. Dice Game and Cliffhangers. Wow, we're on the same page here. And Plinko, which is a classic.
NBC's The Wall. It's not CBS.
Oh, I do remember that
Yeah.
game. Is that still on?
I don't know. It was produced by LeBron James. That's why it was.
Oh, yeah.
The
But that
Wall.
was like it was a giant Plinko.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's hear from everybody out there.
What about just the spin the wheel on prices?
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's
That's a great one.
I don't consider that a game. It's
not considered a
That's to
game,
get into the showcase. Man, you can fall down an insane rabbit hole looking at the Price is Right wiki. Mm-hmm. It is wild, the stats and like the details into like every game that we're talking about. There's a page for, and then there's like 50 like instances where like Bob on this episode did so and so. It's like incredible breakdowns. Like somebody's logging all this, or they got a team of Price is Right sickos. And this game's been on for like, or show's been on for like, what, 50 years? Longer?
I feel like Drew Carey's hosted it for 20 years.
Well,
at this
yeah,
point. That's
right,
crazy.
right. It's called Bob Barker Studio now. Named it after him.
As it should be.
As it should be, JD. Do you have a favorite Price is Right game?
I like the bids off the top. Like,
Oh,
bid
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But I'm not that familiar. I usually just make it as far as the bids, and then I just flip away. That's it. And I like the wheel, too. That's all. It's all.
Okay.
It's like the best prop in TV history, maybe. It's got to be top 5, right?
Wow.
Like the
It's not even the number one wheel out there. Come on, guys.
Wheel of
think
Fortune?
Wheel of
No.
Fortune?
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. But
Number one wheel.
yeah, but the vertical
Yeah.
Yeah.
wheel.
And it's more fun to spin.
Totally.
I like
People
it.
fall over when they're doing it.
Yeah.
It's great.
You get like tiny people that can like hang on it almost
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, rip it.
And it takes forever, too.
It's got to go around once.
Gotta go around
Yeah.
once.
You get some tap dancing. Bob Barker tap dancing while that thing is spinning and spinning.
Interesting.
And then that little like walk over if you're the highest
Yeah.
bid right now, or at least
Just
score.
stand and wait.
Just stand right
See
there.
what these people
Man, I gotta start watching Prices Right.
They got a
again.
lot of just like hangout areas on the Price is Right. They've got the huge audience section. Like 6 people come up, but they got a studio audience of 600.
Yeah.
We've got this secondary waiting area.
Well, we don't even know what this
You
is.
got the spin area. You got the wait to spin area. If you win the first one, they're sending you over to the Showcase Showdown. You got to wait another half hour to guess at stuff. This is the most relaxing game out there.
Yeah, looks fun. I would love to go be in the audience for Price is Right. I just want to yell at. I want you to be up there so I can just yell at you. What I want you to do. That's my favorite part.
I got one
And you'll be
thing I'm
looking back
yelling.
at us like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, we'd have matching shirts. I would love it. You don't want me to go though, because the only thing I'm yelling every time, $1.
Yeah. Play it safe. All right, let's go. Let's take our final break. When we come back, pick 'em results and tweet of the night. If you rang in the new year with someone special and 2023 will be a new chapter in your relationship, Indochino is ready to help you look your best on your big day. With a variety of customizable details and fabrics, Indochino can help you create anything from made-to-measure blazers and suits to a custom tuxedo, all with no tailor necessary. I've got my sister-in-law's wedding coming up in May. It's finally happening after years of being canceled because of the pandemic and stuff like that. And I'm in the market for a new suit. Because I have suits, and they're fine, they look okay, but I think they're getting a little too tight. And I feel like if I'm gonna be out there on the dance floor, like cutting it up, like something's gonna rip. So it'd be hilarious, but I also don't want to rip suit while I'm dancing at my sister-in-law's wedding.
Yeah, that's a good
Because I
point.
get down out there at a wedding. So,
You drop it low.
hell yeah. So it's back to Indochino for this guy. I custom ordered a short sleeve sort of dress shirt last summer. It was a banger. getting compliments on it left and right. So back to Indochino I go. Gives you everything you need to create a custom suit that's right for you. Shop online by setting up your measurement profile and choosing the fabric and customizations you want. If you prefer an in-person experience, I get it. Human touch. It's nice. Just book an appointment at an Indochino showroom and work with an expert style guide to take your measurements and walk you through your options. And then you just sit back and you wait while your suit is made for you and it's delivered straight to your door. If you're ringing in 2023 with wedding bells ahead, either your own wedding or one where you have zero responsibility like me and just need to kill it on the dance floor, start planning your custom look with Indochino. Go to Indochino.com and use the code NODUNKS to get 10% off any purchase of $3.99 or more. That's INDOCHINO.com. Promo code NODUNKS.
Copy here says a lot of guys want a better sex life. A lot. More like all. Show me a man who says his sex life is perfect. I'll show you a liar. We all know guys like that, right? Yeah, man. And up to, but we don't hang out with them. And up to 50% of men have symptoms that get in the way of wanting or enjoying sex. That's 50%. So if that's you, you're not part of the minority. You are part of the majority. And Roman is here to help. Roman is the digital health clinic for men, addressing a variety of sexual health needs and offering genuine medication that helps achieve and maintain your sex goals. For instance, in men with low T, I didn't know that's what it was called, getting testosterone levels back to normal. Low T, get it up to high T. If you get it up to normal levels, that can help increase your libido. And I think this is cool. Roman offers a testosterone test, which includes lab processing, and if it's appropriate for you, treatment for low testosterone. Complete an online visit detailing your symptoms and medical history. A U.S. licensed healthcare professional will review your information and make a personalized treatment recommendation. Roman will ship your treatment in discreet packaging with free 2-day shipping if prescribed. At Roman, no waiting rooms, no hassle, just straightforward experience from the comfort of your home. And if medication or testing is appropriate, we'll send it directly to your door, everything within 2 days. To learn more about how you can achieve your personal sexual health goals, go to ro.co/athletic to get 20% off your entire first order. Go to ro.co/athletic today.
Guys, let's talk about Athletic Greens.
Yes!
It's a pretty cool product. Says it right in the copy there. If you're looking to get better gut health, more energy, or have a stronger immune system in a really easy, natural way, you gotta check out Athletic Greens. With one delicious scoop of Athletic Greens, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right. And I personally was super diligent about taking my AG1 Athletic Greens. In the weeks leading up to my big trip, I went to Europe, 16 days. I was not going to get sick before or during that trip. Everybody else in this family, sniffles here, fever there. They all went down. Me? It was like wearing a shield, a protective coating over my immune system, my body, because I got nothing. I spent like 4 hours in the Winston Churchill war rooms. My family outside hacking and coughing, waiting. Where is this guy? I was like, it was great. It was awesome, and thank you, AG1. And I'm not a multivitamin guy. I don't want to take pill after pill. Have you seen people take handfuls of pill just all at once?
Yeah, that's me.
Really?
Yeah, no problem.
How?
I don't know. It's like my superpower. I'm pill man.
Amazing. I'm impressed.
Okay.
I'm impressed.
It's really weird.
Me, I'm a one sip. One sip. Athletic Greens, you don't need to do that. It's an elixir. You put it in water, shake it up, drink it down, you scull it, you chug it. And it makes you feel great. Did I mention that it supports better sleep quality and recovery and mental clarity and alertness? Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition, especially heading into the cold and flu season. We're well into the cold and flu season at G Greens. It's 1 scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/nodunks. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/nodunks to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
All right, back in the Classic Factory, some Price is Right facts for you. It's been on for 51 years. Started in 1972. Drew Carey has been a host for like 15 years plus already.
Jeez.
That's wild. Bob Barker's still alive. 99 years old. Incredible. And Aaron Paul, Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad, once played the dice game. One of our favorites. So,
great. That's great.
Just a couple facts about The Price is Right, and we'll be doing that every day for the rest of the week here on No Ducks. Okay, pick 'em results. Last night, oh man, Drew Holiday screwed me. I was feeling real good about my Knicks. Covering at least, plus 2.5 dogs. But Drew Holiday couldn't miss down the stretch, and in the end, Milwaukee covered. I needed Grayson Allen to miss some free throws at the end, too. That would have worked in my favor. Because Jalen Brunson took it in. Even though they really needed a 3, that was a little odd. They were running out of time. They were running out of timeouts. He took the easy 2. It was a 2-point game. I would have covered, but Grayson Allen obviously fouled, and then he hit those. So, in the end, you guys win. Trey is 5-1. You're 2-4, tied with me, 2-4 in January. Tonight's game. We got a couple on tonight.
Yeah, TNT a doubleheader this evening, 7-game sked. And as we said, we're doing a playback viewing party. Come on by. I see some people jumped into the room. I'm hanging out here. Jumped up to 8. Now it's back to 4. Somebody dropped a flame emoji, then
Nice.
jumped out.
Nice.
Anyways,
Love it.
we'll be watching this game, OKC and Miami. The Heat favored by 4.5. I think OKC can keep it close, while you guys have the Heat after, they had a decent weekend. They beat the Suns on Friday night, and then Sunday they should have beat the Nets without Durant in the fourth quarter, but they couldn't do that. So I think the Thunder can't keep it close on an offense against an offense that ain't that good. Although Tyler Hero should be playing. He slipped on the final play there. Looked bad, but he should be playing. Seems like he's all right. So first game of TNT doubleheader. Log into your provider, whatever it is. YouTube TV. Come on over. We'll have some fun. We'll jump and watch Donovan Mitchell. A lot of cheers for Donovan Mitchell going back to Utah, I assume.
Soup, so yeah. That
Should be. Should be.
Mostly cheers.
All right. So, yeah, the Heat, they're a bit of a Heckle and Jide team. Heckle and Jide?
Yeah.
Hold on. I just said that. That sounds wrong coming out of my mouth.
It is wrong.
Way wrong.
You switched the
Jekyll and
letters.
Hyde.
Oh, okay, God, what?
Well,
I like
You guys
Heckle and
reacted
Jide.
like I said it correctly. I'm like, I did not say that correctly, and then I was really confused because you guys reacted like I
it's correct. It's correct because they are a Jekyll and Hyde team, and then you swap the letters.
Oh,
So
but wouldn't that mean then they're not a Jekyll and Hyde team?
brother Heckle and
Yeah.
Jide.
Heckle and Jide. What the hell is wrong with
Jide is a crazy word to say.
Jide? All three of you, the way you reacted, I was like, wow.
Sounds like Bob Barker learned that dance move in the 60s, the Heckle and Jide.
When he was 50.
I was going to say, you never know what you're going to get from the Miami Heat. And OKC, their offense right now is humming. So that could be a very close game, or they could even win that for crying out loud on the road. So we'll find out.
Watch some Shea tonight, some J-Dub.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Let's get to Tweet of the Night.
Tweet of the night. Wow.
It's me with the tweet of the night. This one comes from an account called Iconic Poorly. You guys want to remember something?
Yeah.
Yeah, who doesn't love remembering things? Iconic Poorly says, who remembers the Nutmeg 90s NBA tees? Classic! If it's a classic, we got to show it. There's a Charlotte Hornets butt right there.
That's what these were called.
That's what these were called. Well, Nutmeg, I think, was a brand who made sportswear in the 90s, and this was one of their, I guess, signature designs. We got a Hornets one where you're seeing the Hornet breaking through the front of your shirt. On the back it says Hornets, and you're seeing a little stinger with those.
That Hornet's ripping through your body.
Just a Hornet tearing through your sternum. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Also, the Chicago Bulls one is funny because you get to see its hooves. When you think of the Bulls, you don't really think about the Bulls' hooves all that often.
No. Or its ass.
No, yeah, you don't expect that. a much more dangerous ripping, it looks like here from the Bulls compared to the Hornets. The Hornet kind of just like glided on through from the back. This one is somehow tearing your back and your front, the Bulls. I guess it's probably because of the horns. So, I'm trying to think of like a good question to ask off this.
What did you come up with?
Which mascot would you most like to see from behind?
Great question. I don't think that's a bad question at all.
Wow. Let me think about it.
I'm going with Clutch the Bear.
Yeah, we've seen him from behind.
Yeah, he's always taking his
pants off.
Never wears them. Just wears a
that's a good point.
Trench coat, but donk on that bear. I'd love to see it.
I was thinking for the same reason. A large badonkadonk. Bernie of the Heat, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's very bottom heavy.
Yeah, same shape, those mascots.
I'm just glad nobody said Lucky the Leprechaun. Just a straight up man.
Yeah.
Just mooning you.
Just drop your funny pants there, Leprechaun. Let's see it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. Bernie. I guess Bernie's sort of Clutch-like.
Yeah.
Gee Whiz, the Wizards mascot. He's sort of like a Stuff, the Magic mascot. Just big old furry guys.
Big old furry guys.
Yeah. Those are my favorites.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, good. Good stuff.
Let us know down below in the comments, which mascot would you most like to see from behind?
I heard the Raptors mascot didn't have anything on the back. The Raptors shirt didn't have anything on the back because you remember the Raptor busted through when they were
Isaiah
announced.
Thomas,
he busted through the logo.
Yeah.
So there was nothing on the back. It was just the front, just to symbolize that moment.
All right.
Yep.
I thought the question
story,
you were
bro.
gonna ask was, not outside of the Hornets and the Bulls, which mascot would you least want ripping through your sternum?
Ooh, that's also a good question.
I think a Pelican would be brutal.
Just beaking you.
Yeah.
Beak through the back.
That'd be bad.
That would be bad.
A lot of good options. So if you're getting your sternum torn, I can't pick one that I would like.
What
You know,
about a Pacers race car ripping through?
Ooh, that'd be bad. That'd be a tough one. Coyote just.
Ooh, the coyote with
Straight
crazy
through,
eyes
crazy
coming
eyes.
through.
Just the eyes poking up.
But he lost one of his eyes, like in your body.
Bring him back.
Nutmeg. I did not
Bring
know
these
that's what
shirts
that was
back.
called. Okay, I'd like to see that. Great. That looks like a fun Twitter account. Is that a fun follow?
I don't know. That's the first tweet I've seen from this account. You want me to check their other tweets? See what's up?
I mean, I'll give them a follow. I feel like that's going to be stuff we like. Just like, I love that 90s NBA account that just shares like literally screen grabs from like weird 90s NBA broadcasts. There was a great Ernie Johnson with full set of hair, full head of hair and glasses and stuff like that.
NBA 90s. Yeah, I think this is going to be similar. I'm bringing back the 90s.
All right. We're in.
Jokes. Got some jokes here.
Good account.
Yep, check
Good
the
tweet
jokes,
of the night and apparently actual Twitter account of the week. Go give it a follow. Okay, let's call it there. Join us tonight. Playback, watch party, NBA action with No Dunk, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. The link is right there in the YouTube description. We'll be back here tomorrow to talk about tonight's games and any other NBA news. Maybe do a little beach step in. So get your questions in, nodunks@theathletic.com, or tweet them in @NoDunksInc. And we got a fun podcast, bonus podcast, I guess, coming up later this week. We're going to once again do our tiers when it comes to the NBA teams. You know, our final contenders all the way down to our Area 51 teams, which were the tankers for the alien Wembanyama. So we'll do that again later this week. That'll be a bonus podcast. Otherwise, we're here in the Classic Factory all week long sharing Price's Right facts. Till tomorrow or tonight, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, if you want to see Victor Wembanyama warm up, you can jump over to the NBA app and just see his warm-ups.
Really?
They're in story form.
Oh.
Like Instagram stories. You just watch his warm-ups. Oh, this is what he did on his first foray to the rim in warm-ups. Oh, this is what he did on the second one. Oh,
They're all
this is
there.
what he did. Dunk. He scored on most of them.
I hope so. Good.
Just so you know.
All right, go check it out. We'll see you guys either later tonight or tomorrow. Brace the day, people.